Hi, my name is Chai T, and this poem is called Goat. God made me shy and awkward off stage to nerf my self confidence, but if I were to drop my humbleness to zero and raise my ego up to my IQ, then hot damn, ain't I an absolute unit of a human being? See, my friends call me a fruit because I always roll up. My time is like a period because I'm always punctual. I'm reliable and dependable. My dialogue programmed with honesty, so you can call me the IRS because you can always account on me. I am the kidneys to my people because I flush out toxicity. I am the hair on my legs because you can cut me down and I'll keep growing. I am the sunshine on a Sunday afternoon because I make the world a brighter place. I'm an encyclopedia of knowledge, a dictionary DJ. If I was a dinosaur, I'd be a thesaurus. Because my mind holds a universe of verses that nobody converses. Because when you and me converses, you'll feel that spectacular vernacular. I am a millennial up on all the side hustles. I'm an engineer and an artist, so I'm financially stable. I'm an ordained minister, so I can officiate your wedding. I do Muay Thai, so I can kick ass on stage and in the ring. I'm also a pacifist, so that last line was metaphorical. But I'll still pass a fist to hook you in, quite literal. But don't worry, all the grandmas find me adorable. Because I'm capable of carrying all the groceries in one go. See, I'm a rock climber. My forearms move so fast, you can only see two arms. Yeah, I don't drink, I carry a six-pack. I don't smoke, but I drop fire. I don't get high, I stay hydrated. See, I've ran 2 marathons, one of them just for fun. Just rolled out of bed and said, fuck it. I'm a skyscraper with a ton of stores. I've jumped 1,000 feet off the stratosphere in Vegas, jumped off an airplane and enjoyed it. See, I don't fear heights. Heights fear me, because I'm always stepping on them. I'm a proud Asian who don't raisin. I'm always just raising the bar. My resume is the red carpet you gotta run through to reach for the stars. I am eternal. I'm jacked in all trades, and I still got a lot more to master. Cause I lived a lifetime before this moment, and I've got a lifetime after. Cause I can't fill my experiences within three minutes, so I'll tell you this one last thing. My name. My name was bestowed upon me by the monks of the Wat Thai Temple. It meant champion, winner, because I sure as heck won the genetic lottery to be me. My full name is Surachai Savatasuk. But you can call me Mr. Chai Tea.
Another episode of the Kill the Poet podcast? I think so.
Oh shit! That was crazy.
Yes, sir.
Not playing that.
And we are sitting here with the one, the only, Mr. Chai Tea. Wow. We just listened to your piece, Goat, which honestly is pretty fitting name for it.
He set the tone.
He set the tone. You know, letting people know who he is and what he does. Now, I have to ask you, I mean, when were you ready to write this piece?
You know, it's funny. It came off an improv piece from B-Sides. So I guess for those of you in the audience who don't know, I'm part of this artist community that I guess we're all part of, called Palms Up Academy. It's run by Lady B of the Bosco compound. And yeah, it's an open mic space full of artists, poets, singers, songwriters. And when, you know, everyone gets to share their voice, part of the motto of You Shine, I Shine, where everyone gets their time in the spotlight to just share a piece. And then at the end, what Lady B likes to do is she'll like put a twist on like people's like pieces. So she'll have people do collaboration, have people read pieces to each other. There was one time when she had us embody the spirits of a person. Which this case, there's a guy named Sun Lu, and he is like absolutely, he's got zero humbleness. Like he's definitely all that, he's got that, he's got that full charisma vibe, like, ego set to 100%.
Yeah.
And, well deserving. He's a bomb ass poet.
Yeah.
And, yeah, one day, well, for one B-side, Lady B was like, okay, you now embody the spirit of Sun Lu. Now go ahead and, like, just share. And I was like, oh, okay. I am a very shy and awkward person, like, off stage. Like, I'm very, like, quiet, and I'm very humble. Like, I know I'm smart, I'm humble, so I tell people I'm stupid. So so I was like, okay, what if I deleted all my insecurities, all my self-doubts, all of, like, my voices that tell me, like, you're okay, you're a decent person, like, you're aight. So what if I was to embody Sun Lu's spirit and just go on and, like, just fully empower myself? And I just did. I just, like, spoke off the top of my mind and was like, well, these are all the things that just make me so awesome. These are the things that just make me a goat.
Nice.
And I'm like, wow, I really am, aren't I? I have done so much for like, this body. I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah, from the piece, like, no, yeah, I'm an engineer, I'm a poet, I'm a comedian, I've directed a movie, I do rock climbing, I'm fit. Even though I felt like I don't fit into a lot of places, like, I do a lot. And yeah, and I am helpful. And but outside of that piece, I am humble. I'm so used to putting myself down and not lifting myself up.
Yeah,
but just being in a space where people just lift you up.
And I think it's very easy to when you're just doing stuff, going out and about, like doing your job, doing your art, doing your hobbies, it's very easy to not think about those things as things that actually make you dope. And, like, it is cool to compile all of those, like, into something where you're able to communicate, like, listen, I do this.
Yeah.
This is what I do.
Yeah.
And it's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times, too, like, those little insecurities come from, like, I feel like most of the time they come from other people. They don't come from within. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, you having to prove to yourself or say to yourself on stage and to everyone else, like, this is how I feel, and you can go fuck yourself if you don't feel that way. Yeah. Like, that is, like, that is super elite. And I feel like a lot of people that make that breakthrough have individuals that maybe were making them feel like they weren't that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you, like, agree with that? Or?
Yeah, I feel like, a lot of people, insecurity is part of, like, the human nature. Like, there is some of insecurities that spawn from comparison, which is a lot. You'll see people like, oh, they do this, like, why don't I do this? Or, like, they do it so much better than I do. But I mean, that is part of the human experience of, like, yeah, there are people who are going to be better and people who are going to be worse than you. You just find your own strengths. Yeah. And then, and then part of it, there is some that comes from, like, family trauma. Of course. Like, especially, like, coming from an immigrant grandparents who feel like you have to be useful, you have to be doing something, you can't be standing around doing nothing. Yeah. Like,
and that standing around doing nothing, it's very interesting because with that background, their idea of standing around and doing nothing is very different than, like, the literal sense of standing around and doing nothing, So I could, exactly what you're saying, I could definitely see how, you being a shy, meek kind of individual where you're looking at the things that you always do that are actually pretty dope, but you've been told that it's the equivalent of standing around and doing nothing. Yeah. But, like, I feel like it's a very powerful thing to get to that point where it's like, you know what? I'm actually not standing around doing nothing. I'm actually doing some things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doing a lot.
It's sort of like, one of my insecurity spawns from not belonging. And, sometimes it felt like, I don't know if I ever fit into any of the places I've been to. And, like, it just made me want to be like, oh, okay, well, if I just focus on myself and keep doing things to try to improve myself in terms of mental and physical, that sort of thing will just attract people eventually. Like they'll come to you. Like you don't wait around to like have people like wait, go up to you. You gotta. As an introvert, it's hard to take the initiative, but at least as an artist, you do have to have some initiative and put yourself out there.
Now, question: after you wrote this piece, right? Did you start viewing yourself differently?
Yeah.
Or was it something that you already you're already feeling? You already viewed yourself like that.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like the difference between like how there's there's emotions and then there's like a state of being, or like confidence would be one of them. Where doing that piece, I feel confident because I'm just hearing these positive things about myself. When in a natural state, I don't always boost myself up. Of course. Like neutral state, like that's I'm like pretty blank.
Yeah.
Quite emotionless. Sometimes a robot.
Mechanical.
Yeah.
Mechanical.
Logical background. It's like, what are these feelings that I'm feeling? Who can compute all these feelings? I don't feel nothing. But then it's like an activation thing. Like, all right, let me put this out, and like gears just click in my brain. Like, all right, activation. Super confidence mode. And it's like, damn, it just makes you feel powerful.
Yeah.
And it's definitely what like going on the mic does.
Facts.
So it's like a training that you did on yourself almost.
Yeah.
Where you might have known that you felt that way about yourself, but then at a certain point you wanted to project it.
Yeah, like speak into existence. Just like it's reminders because. Yeah, I feel like we all like kind of like live our lives where we do have like feelings of insecurities, moments of self-doubt, but it's like one of those like self-help psychology tricks where if you say, name 10 things you like about yourself.
Yeah.
And then you'll feel better about yourself. Your perception is your reality. So how you perceive yourself. If you perceive yourself as a confident person, you'll be a confident person.
This is facts.
If you see yourself as someone who's not worth it, then you're not gonna you're gonna feel like unworthy. So
I mean we're just driving these meat vehicles and like whoever's doing the driving,
like you ever got a dove on the front seat or the angel in the back seat, and so you switch sides occasionally.
No, exactly.
You forget who's who
or voices in our head
where they're at.
That voice, it's like sometimes that voice in your head has too much time to itself sometimes. And sometimes it is very critical and beneficial for that voice to hear another voice that is a different version of what it keeps telling you that you are. Because it's very, it's just in your head, Yeah, so that's pretty incredible. So another question. You mentioned that you are an engineer, but you're also an artist, which I'm sure throughout history there's not many of those. Probably
a few here and there.
like Da Vinci, I don't think Einstein was drawing anything.
No, he was drawing mathematical equations and stuff.
There you go. But that's writing, So like having those two sides of yourself and the one thing that we've just completely left out of this conversation just now is you just dropped a book.
Oh yeah, I did drop a book.
Can we take a look at that?
Take a look at this. So I'm like, I have lived quite a life, and I feel like I need to write this down.
Yeah.
Because I feel like writing comes easy when you live the life worth writing about. Yeah. So I want to write my life because I feel like I've been through a lot.
Yeah.
As you can see, and so my name is Chai, and I wrote this book called How Chai Tea is Made. I'm still proud of it. It took me like 2 years to write it. And I tried submitting to presses, but I just got lazy.
Yeah.
So ultimately, like I realized that the writing style I've read in the past 2 years since I've reached this book, it's kind of like my writing style has improved dramatically since then, and I feel like, I gotta get this out here somehow.
Yeah,
it's better like keep this as a landmark, a point in time of like how I was once. So in some sense, I do relate still because these are my stories. But it's just my writing has just kind of changed. So
And one piece that I thought that was super interesting in that book was you had a serial dot print in chai, right? Which is like a programming language.
Yeah.
But on the other page, like yeah. So on one page, he's a mechanical engineer, right? Yeah. So on one page he has the C plus.
Yeah, it's Arduino.
Yeah. Arduino. But then on the other side he has
the poetry, which is like in comments.
Well, yeah, the comments.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, those that don't know about programming language, it's like you have to add comments because it's like
to keep track of your work. Yeah.
Keep track of your work, and if someone else comes across that code, they need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think it's super sick how you combine the artisticness, your artistry.
Yeah, artistry.
Combining your artistry with that mechanical, like that robot part of yourself that you just mentioned, and making art. Like I don't think a lot of people are able to do that.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny. I feel like we are some mixture of like percentages of course, like a nerd and adventurer inside of us, or a creator in aspects, because like. I'd say like one role is my older brother. He's an architect, so it does apply because he started off doing graphic designing, and then my family was like, art. Whoops, no, not that. So my brother's like, okay, throw some science in the mix, and then architecture. So and buildings are artistic. You know, you gotta,
exactly. I mean, and you do draw. You have to make drawings.
So you got, it ties all together. Be a good artist to be a good engineer. And vice versa.
No, that's
they like connect.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. Hey, so we're gonna take a quick break.
Yeah.
We're gonna come back with another one of your pieces, and we're gonna get into it.
Another banger.
This piece.
This one is fucking insane.
We're gonna take a quick break. And we're gonna take a listen to this next piece. All right.
All right. Oh, Heavenly Father, forgive me for the sin. I have a confession to make. I am a slut. Now, I swear, I'm a wholesome guy, not some hoe who lies, but I'll still lie with poetry. Yes, I hoe for poetry. I sleep with poetry. I keep it on my one-night stand when I stand for poetry, when I've mastered debating my demons. Yeah, poetry is healing. I'd alcohol rub one out for poetry, because poetry makes me nuts. Because I'm crazy with my wordplay. My foreplay is my forte, where my words may fortify your day with fellatio. I'm going down orally. Don't need to roar no really, because poetry makes me hard. Poetry makes me soft. Poetry makes me cry. Poetry makes me come to the mic, because poetry comes out of my mind like I'm pooping raw shit from my behind. Because poetry has got that whole. Because sorry, I tend to choke my words when I deep throat that poetry. Because poetry has got the longest dictionary I can ride on. Because poetry has got the biggest heart. Poetry has got the thickest book collection. Poetry has got the tightest, wholesome personality. Because I'm drowning in poetry. I make that mic wet like I do with a backpack. Because I'm cunning with linguistics. I gymnasium cunning lingus. I got the G-spot in literature. I put the dick in Emily Dickinson. I'm an Edgar Allan Howitt. I can make you great Gatsby. I'm no grammar Nazi. I commit word crimes. I'm tongue-twisted when I spit rhymes. I spit on the mic and in your mouth. See, my brain is stripped naked because I ain't closed-minded. My favorite soup is poetry because I'm raw, man. Yeah, I'm the shit in my relationship with poetry. Sitting beside me in a tree because I'm a poetry hugger. And I ain't no regular lover. I'm a slut for poetry until the day I die. Now, Who ordered the dirty chai?
Holy moly.
Bruh. Bruh.
So, we just listened to Chai's piece.
We gotta break this shit down.
I'm a slut. That's what the piece.
I'm a slut, yeah. I'm a slut for poetry.
Dude, what did poetry do to you, bro?
Dude, poetry.
What did she do to you, bro?
It's hard, but poetry made me I love poetry so much that I had to like sexualize poetry. It's no, I love words. I just love language and how language is like a bridge between other cultures. Because like each language has its own dialect. Even music is its own language. Like the fact that you can read notes and other musicians, instruments can like relate to it. And then poetry is another method to like it helped me like learn get better at with words. Because I guess a little more of my background. I am autistic. I was diagnosed young. I didn't speak my first words till I was 5. So yeah, I had to go through like speech pathology, and then also being like so weird and quirky and stuff. I didn't have a lot of friends that much that I could like closely related to. So yeah, going on the mic really helped me. Yeah, which public speaking in general just helped me be able to like, train my words better and get better with talking.
So when did you start writing? Like, I mean, you got to speaking at 5, but like, when did you start writing to express yourself?
Yeah, it wasn't until I went to my first mic in November 3rd of 2019. And yeah, it was a funny moment because I was going there to express my feelings to a crush. And then I didn't come prepared with anything. And I just went at it, like sang a song that I made up on the spot. And it went amazingly horrible. Yeah. Because your boy can't sing. Your boy never spoke in front of a crowd before. I always, came from a nerdy background, and we're still cool, like we're friends. She didn't feel the same, but like
cool. Damn, that was like the homie.
Yeah. I mean she was like, oh, that's so sweet, but also I don't feel the same. I'm like, I got it, because like I'm not great with social cues, so I'm like, is this not how you're supposed to like confess feelings or anything? But that's just me. I'm just weird because like I'm just bad at talking.
Was that your first time like confessing your love to somebody in art? Like, what was your other methods of like putting art out and showing it to people that you cared about?
Yeah, I mean, she was crush number 4, so it's funny enough. Like the prior times was like, wow, I kind of done the same thing, but I after that, it was after finding art where I realized like, why am I falling for these people? And it's kind of like it came from like what I was missing, which was affection and attention, and which is something that a kid with low self-esteem didn't really get a lot. So I kind of see like what made me fall for them, which I realized, okay, now I kind of found more into my identity of I feel like I see why I've gotten attracted to these people.
Yeah, you do dope art, you get the attention from the dope art. Yeah. And for the chicks, and now it's like, oh shit, like,
I'm in love with you.
Yeah. It's like, oh shit, like now it's it's an endless cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but fun enough, like with this piece and amongst other erotic pieces I made, I started like feeling like, I'm not sure I'm like physically attracted to people, like sexually. I feel like I'm more into like emotionally. I like intelligence. I like people's creativity, their personalities and stuff. And like the way people are like kind to one another. And I feel like like it falls along with demisexuality, where not really any attraction but more like mental attraction. And I realized I wrote other pieces. I'm like, what, I kind of like this language of poetry, of this expression. So I've got erotic pieces about like rock climbing, taking a shower.
No, you don't. I'm sorry. No, you don't.
I'm like, I
wish we could do a little segment right now.
I
wish we could chop away and do a segment on that, because goddamn, that shit would be
no
so
way.
funny.
You have erotic pieces about rock climbing.
I got erotic pieces about taking the warmth of the shower. Another
you know
one,
what?
and then
I feel that.
Yeah, and dude, taking a nice hot shower after a long day.
Yeah. Ooh, no.
It's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. It does make you feel
it's a
away.
detoxic relationship right there.
That's
Detoxic
detoxic relationship.
So yeah, I like writing sexualized things about things and people. So.
Things and activities.
I love things and activities.
Yeah.
Did you feel uncomfortable the first time that you recited? You said I'm a slut.
Yeah. No. Well, because this is actually one of my more recent. I wrote this very recently. So, after my long journey of like discovering myself more, I am quite comfortable with writing dirty pieces, not about people, but about stuffs and activities and just things I just love life. I just romanticize. I just love life. Like with all the things I do, I feel like I kind of came from this meaninglessness of life where there's a double-edged sword with nothing matters, nobody cares. It is both equally depressing and freeing. So I realize there's so much of life to explore, and there's so much of life that just sucks right now.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be depressing if all you can think about is a negative. So
Yeah. It's a good take.
I feel like it's good to just romance the heck out of life.
So do you I guess you're not really writing for them.
Yeah.
Ever. Like, do you feel like you're writing for the audience? Like when you say, like, because they're gonna read it a whole different way than how you're saying it and how you internalized it for yourself. It's like it's not really about anybody, but everybody in the room is thinking about somebody when you say that shit. But dude, you don't feel like what are your thoughts on that? Like on how people perceive that your art, I guess, and that piece, like, specifically.
Oh, and the wise words of wisdom I heard this one time ago is that poetry is for the audience, and the first audience is the writer. So yeah, it is. After coming a long way of like writing, like being lost in life, and now I'm writing to like, appreciate things in life. And yeah, that piece like definitely felt hella inspiring because I'm like. You ever just like, as a fellow writer, you ever write something and you're like, damn, that just laughs. Those lines though.
And I think it is cool, like when, you're writing something, and especially if you're writing a spicy something, and you already have your intentions for what it is. So it's not an issue to like share it with other people. Because, I have my own spicy poems, but sometimes it's like this is so spicy. Like, I don't know if the audience has enough water, Yeah. But like, if you're writing something spicy for a thing or an activity, then it's like there's no problem.
I love honest, raw communication. And,
no pun intended.
It doesn't have to be hard.
It could be soft.
It could be soft. It can make you feel things. It's crazy. I've read poetry that's made me cry, and I do love poetry. That makes me come to the mic. What? I roll up from that, man. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's crazy. As some artists so far in there, I feel like art itself is not. I feel like it's a compulsion.
Yeah.
More so than a choice.
Yeah.
It's something have
Facts.
to do.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Because it keeps you sane. It keeps you from.
I think we're all just dying to be heard.
And I agree with that. And because everyone is dying to be heard, it's magical when people find a way to make themselves be heard. Because not everybody even knows how to make themselves be heard. They're just screaming into the void.
And it might sound like it, especially with social media and technology. It feels like that, where you're just posting on social media and you don't know who's listening, but like you can't really get the same connection like how we're doing in person than via like comments or likes on the internet. It's just like part of instant
gratification. That's why it works.
you
It's
know?
feeding off. It's feeding off of that energy.
Just bouncing off each other.
Of that need.
The human need of that. And it's like, you ain't getting shit out of that for real. We might be. based on those reacts. But
Man.
yeah, it's not like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, yeah, we're social creatures.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, the biggest lie capitalists will tell you is we're self-made. Like, no. I mean, we run on community and human connection. Like, we need it.
Yeah. 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 And I mean, you look at any sort of artist, whether it's visual, whether it's like the music, whether it's like the poetry, all those things. It's like when people are able to not only hear someone communicating and verbalizing what they're actually feeling, and then they're able to empathize with it. It's like, wow, that's what makes, like, for some people, it's like, oh my goodness, that's my favorite artist, type stuff. It's like, oh man, I love this song, I love this piece, and that's what it really comes from. Like, and then there's the people that, and honestly, I love this because this actually boils down to the core of what we do this for, because one thing I've learned, I think I might have mentioned this in either the last episode or the previous episode, is that I've learned that everybody writes in some shape or form, whether or not it's just journaling, whether or not it's they're just ranting in their notes app or whatever, or just actually taking pictures too, because that communicates something in their own sort of way. And I think exactly what you said, it's just like from someone that you had difficulties communicating and you found a way to communicate the things that, you can't communicate over a computer for like your engineering stuff, which at the same time, like, I'm sure it was that form of communication was a way that's like, all right, this just makes sense. It's just logical.
There's computer literacy too. So
Yeah. It's just like, all right, do this, then do this. All right, that makes sense. But then it's like, what about what I'm feeling inside? Yeah. Yeah, and we all got it. Whether you're, I have an interesting question for you. I recently learned that some people think in visuals and some people don't. Like when they're thinking about concepts. Do you think in like if I were to say visualize an apple? Are you seeing an apple? Okay.
I could picture an apple. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, no, it sounds funny, right? It sounds funny, but there are people. But there are people that just don't, But
I can
I feel like it's a small percentage. Just how there's a small percentage of people who don't even have internal monologues. They don't have a voice in their head. Like, wait, you could think of nothing? That's crazy. Like, I can't. Dude, I mean, there's a marathon going on my mind. It can't stop running.
I can only imagine. And
you're only saying like a quarter of the things that you think or whatever, or even less.
Dude, my mouth is too slow, man.
I wanted to ask you something hella stupid. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of dumb.
No, dude. Safe space, if you know.
Thanks.
That's right.
Thanks. Yeah, that's what we tried to build over all these years. How mad do you get when people say chai tea? Not for your name, but like for the actual shit. Like the fact that they're saying TT.
Yeah, I mean, not
does
at all.
Does that make you feel like away at all or no?
No, it doesn't really. Like, I'm like, oh, cool. I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's definitely an American thing because, like, the whole like Eastern Hemisphere, like, knows like chai means tea.
Yeah.
I mean, my moniker is chai tea, so I mean, I've made my whole thing.
You're obviously playing off of it.
Yeah, but I'm also American, so I kind of got relate to the Starbucks folks.
That's a fact.
But no, I think it's fun, and there's more rhythm to it than like saying I'm. Well, yeah, you call me chai. You call me chai tea.
Yeah.
That's chai tea. All those things.
Yeah.
Not a many monikers, just all the cross-contaminated culturals in my mind.
And I'm sure that the contamination, the marathon, as you mentioned, will keep on going.
Yeah,
we will be here to listen, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, one more time, your book, what's it called?
It's called How Chai Tea is Made. It is out now on Amazon, but instead of that, you can also buy it straight from me.
Whoa! And how much is that book?
This book is $20.
Only $20?
That's not bad.
Wow!
And you get it from me. it also comes with bookmarks
Wow.
show me.
and stickers,
bookmarks.
which
What?
I don't have in here. But
Come on now.
Yo, you gonna do an audiobook?
Yeah, I'm planning on it. So
Let's
yeah.
go.
Another thing that we didn't talk about that's super sick. This guy has QR codes for certain pieces that like link to videos. Linking to those pieces. So it's like, come on. Like, it don't get no better than that.
It got QR codes up in there. It'll send you to a video. And then I'm blessed. Dude, I feel like, I encourage the community so much because this book was not self-made. I cannot have written this alone without my people. Like, for example, like editors and just the cover designer. This was my friend Nicholas Duncan, amazing artist. And he did this front. I'm so blessed for this guy. Like, he made my dreams a reality. And then same with chapter art drawn by Ashley Lamb. She did all these internal art, cute little drawings up on there. Amazing. And all those things. And my book editor and just being an artist. Being an artist requires community to support you. Like, you can't be an artist by yourself.
Yeah,
there's no
because
way.
Dude, you're like, as an artist, like, you're making babies.
Yeah.
And
I don't need people to hold them babies.
Exactly. Yo.
Otherwise, they just be on the floor and stuff.
Facts. Mr. Chai Tea, where can they find you, my brother?
Yeah, you can find me on the menu of every cafe shop. Or on Instagram at Mr. Chai Tea. And
very nice.
Find
Very
me
nice.
at your local boba shop or around LA.
Yeah. And now on Amazon. Very nice.
He's
everywhere. I'm Young Toledo. That's Kolo Kai.
Yes, sir.
You know where to find us.
Yep.
Another amazing, immaculate episode of the Killer Poet Podcast. You have a good morning, good night, good afternoon if that's where you're listening.
Hey, Truman showed up.
Yep. Till next time.
Peace.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me, y'all.
Hello,